This Linux course is not a simple course. First, I emphasize that there are years of experience in teaching operating systems, both theoretically and practically. Secondly, I must highlight the great experience of the authors in the main subject and in computer networks. Get ready to become a Linux expert. But don't be scared if you're a learner. Here we go from basic to super advanced, and I'll guide you along this path. Firstly, we must warn that this content is for teaching purposes. Names of companies and products will be mentioned, and opinions will be expressed. The author takes refuge in the fact that in many countries opinion is not yet a crime. Two terms that will be covered in depth are Linux and GNU. Both are used for academic purposes. We will see that Linux is not an ideology, Linux is a lifestyle. In the link below, you will find a summary of all our content, which is, as always, free. Hello. I am the expert who will take you along the path of knowledge. Who I am doesn't matter. What matters is that I will teach you. If you want to get in touch, I can be reached via XMPP. The link is below. In the world of technology, we always have options. And these options impact our lives. Know that it is never too late to make the right decision. And so we evolved. Before manipulating any technology, try to understand it first. Gaining prior knowledge will reduce the number of bad moments and increase your success. Linux will be an important milestone in your life. So dedicate yourself to learning the concepts, and you will understand how Linux works. The apprentice's computer must be capable of virtualizing 64-bit operating systems. Generally, computers are already configured for this, but if you can't, the learner must obtain the BIOS configuration manuals and carry out the configuration manually with the specifications of his computer. To learn Linux, you will need the VirtualBox Virtualizer, with which the student can handle class virtualizations and not contaminate their daily use computer. And ISO installation file for Debian 12, 64-bit version. We have to standardize the operating system to maintain compatibility. Now, if you are a Microsoft Windows user, you will need to install PuTTY and WinSCP, but only if you use Windows. We need to maintain the standard, so that the practices in the book adhere to the Linux you are using. We chose Debian as a distribution because of its ease of obtaining, installing and also gaining knowledge. We believe it is a good distribution for beginners. We always work with the 64-bit version, as today most computers use this architecture. Version 12 of Debian. Well, we always update the material when even versions are released. Oracle VirtualBox will be used. Although we have several virtualizer solutions on the market, we need to choose one, and maintain the standard, from the beginning to the end of the material. If the student chooses another virtualizer, the Linux practices will work, but the student will have to deal with the virtualizer and adapt the settings. We cannot cover all existing virtualizers and not all possible configurations. The VirtualBox website is at this link. Download and install it. The process is simple. The famous enquat, next enquat, enquat, next enquat, and enquat, finish enquat. The VirtualBox interface is very simple. Open VirtualBox and get ready to learn Linux. Now let's go to practice. In the next video we will create a virtual machine and then we will install Linux.